2 weeks ago, we examined statutory marriage, otherwise known as marriage under the Act, with a promise that we encapsulate what we started with in this series. And today we're going to be looking at that. But before that, we also will be attempting a close definition or simple definition of what statutory marriage is all about in order to refresh the minds of our viewing audience. My name is Philip Omo Yukmo. With this, I say welcome to a new panning out of an episode on the program Law and You that is brought to you courtesy of Noah Attorneys, a firm of legal practitioners based in Benin City, Nigeria. And sensitizing this topic with us is a custodian of the law, legal practitioner, a human rights lawyer, Emmanuel Obakbolo. Thanks for joining, Emmanuel.
Good day. Good day, Nigerians.
Okay, let's set the ball rolling, read it out as regards a simple definition of what statutory marriage is all about before we situate the right to it.
Simply put, statutory marriage is a marriage between one man and one woman, a husband and a wife, that is regulated by the Marriage Act and the Matrimonial Causes Act.
Wow.
Simple. That is just what statutory marriage is. Some persons call it court marriage. It is known in some quarters as court marriage. Some also see it as church marriage. But little did they know that the purported church marriage is only a ceremony and not a marriage itself. The marriage is the signing of the marriage certificate and the issuance of it. Though some church have been given that license to so issue marriage certificates.
Yeah, we delved into this some few weeks back, and but we need to delve into it in order to look at the rights attributed to marriage under the Act or statutory marriage. Like we know that basically it's different from that of the customary marriage. Because it tends to increase the rights of the woman, or it tends to bring about equality or a balance among the couples or spouses. So can you precipitate how that happens under the customary act?
That is the thinking.
No, can you precipitate how that happens under the statutory marriage?
Yes, the thinking is that statutory marriage brings equality between the parties.
Okay.
Or between the couple. But if you look at the provisions of the law, it is not really in that state. Rather, statutory marriage has a nature. And what is the nature of statutory marriage? Is that it is a monogamous type of marriage. It does not tolerate a party, either of the party, to have another spouse outside.
That's why I said it favors more the woman, because in the African perspective, for instance, it's not common for women to take after polyandry, as in marrying more than one man. But it is usually common in Africa to see polygamy, where the man marries more than one woman. So by virtue of the statutory marriage being introduced in the African or Nigerian constitution, it helps to, protect the rights of the woman, and of course, seem to give her the right to be equal with the man. Is that what it is?
No. It does not promote
equality,
encourage equality as such.
But that's what the book says.
That's
customary marriage.
No. The marriage generally sees whether customary.
I keep saying customary
under the Act.
Forgive me. I keep saying customary.
Yes,
that's what the book says as regards statutory marriage.
Yes, the attributes of a statutory marriage is one man, one woman, a husband and a wife. It does not make the woman to be equal with the husband. No, rather it gives certain rights to the woman that the customary marriage may not have made provision for. Because the reason being that the customary marriage allows the man to be polygamous in nature, to go for other women under one roof or under one umbrella. But in statutory marriage, it says no. And also, statutory marriage recognizes rather the children that are born into the marriage, except where the man, if the man had a child before that marriage is contracted, then the man must have make an acknowledgement, or the man must have bring it to the notice of the party. But where the man goes outside the marriage and have a child or other children, that child or those children may be considered to be illegitimate children.
Okay, you are talking about inheritance rights.
Now, yes.
Okay, but before we delve into that, let's delve expositorily on the rights of the woman, because you said something just now that's going to cause some heat. And we have a viewing audience, not just only the male folk watch. I think even more of the women, watch the program Law and You, and they could be having issues with you personally if you say that, because we have seen books, we have seen provisions of the law, like the Lagos State law on statutory marriage of 2004 that seem to situate equality, between the man and the woman, or the husband and the wife, both spouses, most especially as regards inheritance right. But before that, because we'll delve into that, let's look at what you just said. How do you bring a difference between customary marriage and statutory marriage? If customary marriage brings inequality, or seem to give more rights to the man as compared to the woman, and then you are saying under statutory marriage the man also has more rights, so what's the effect of that if you say that even under statutory marriage it seems not to seek equality between the man and the woman, because that's what some have made to believe as regards statutory marriages?
That is a wrong notion. The law itself, like I did say, statutory marriage or marriage under the Act is regulated by the Marriage Act and the Matrimonial Causes Act and other laws of the various states. Now, the statutory marriage is monogamous in nature.
Yes, monogamous in
so
nature.
It gives the woman a safe haven.
Exactly.
In the marriage.
Is that not an attempt to go after equality in marriage?
Every sane man would want to protect his wife. Every sane man. So whether or not it is monogamous or polygamous in nature, that is not the issue. The issue is that the good statutory marriage has an attribute, just like customary marriage has its attributes. Statutory marriage provides for one man, one wife, safe haven for the wife, but that does not make the woman and the man to be equal.
Okay,
that does not make
let's delve into that, because I'm a little bit roughened by what you said, because I see on that statutory marriage that what it tends to promulgate, or what it tends to pursue or go after, is to bring about that disparity, to close the gap between the woman's rights and the man's rights in marriage. Okay, take for instance, let's look at personal security and safety, where the woman will seem protected, that at least she has a right to her body, she has a right to give it to the man whenever she wants it. Can a woman accuse the man of rape under statutory marriage?
Yes, a woman can
accuse the husband of rape.
Yes. If, for instance, there are situations, if for instance she's sick,
that's wonderful,
and the man wants it at all costs, she can say no.
Maybe
that I'm not feeling fine. I get me.
And the man should respect her opinion.
Let's respect it. If on the other way around, the man has a disease that can be sexually transmitted, the woman can say no. And I think
if she has an evidence to show, because
before she will say no,
what you're just saying now, before issues like this can be tested, it must be in court.
There must be medical evidence.
So what would evidence?
There must be medical
How
evidence.
How will she get the medical records of the man if the man is not allowing that?
No, she's the wife to the man. Even if the man is that secretive, she can she can pamper the man to get some of all those records. You know, women they have this instincts
That could be circumstantial evidence.
That men don't have.
But that could be circumstantial evidence without having copies of it.
Yes, she can raise an alarm.
Be the circumstance.
Yes, she can raise an alarm, and before you know it, if either of the party goes to court, there will not be need to go for medical examination, and that will prove her right or wrong.
So that would make the man wrong to forcefully be on the wife for such reasons that the wife intends to protect.
Even where the woman consents to the man and woman responsibility in the marriage. Let me put it, I want to be mindful of my language. Intercourse in the marriage. Even while that intercourse is on, the woman can still withdraw her consent. At a point, she has the right to withdraw her consent
In marriage?
Yes,
and matrimony.
And the man we obey that the withdrawal of that consent.
Otherwise, if it doesn't obey, he's liable.
Yes.
So that's committing an offense.
Yes, that's why marriage.
Okay.
That's why marriage is a unique contract.
This is quite thought-provoking. You continue from that, but this is quite thought-provoking. Now, let's go back to the good books that says that the woman shall be to the satisfaction of the man. That the man is the Lord over the woman. So if you look at that, because you were talking about the fact that the customary or statutory marriage does not bring the man to be, or the woman to be, equal to the man. So which means you seem to be drawing strength from the good book that says that the man should be the Lord over the woman. So on that ground, if the man is the Lord, on what ground should a woman say that she was raped?
You know, the good books, if everything is to be written in the good books, it will be bigger to the extent that you and I cannot carry it. But that is an aside. Looking at the contracts of marriage between the parties, the responsibility vested on the man by the good books, the first responsibility was on the man.
Okay.
Love thy wife.
Yeah.
Woman, submit to thy husband.
Exactly.
So
that's
in a situation,
so on that ground, how can the woman accuse the husband of rape when she's supposed to submit to the man?
I don't think if the man showers love on the wife, there will be any reason why the woman would not submit. That is just not possible, except there is something between the parties. However, even where the man showers love on the woman, as provided for by the good books and the laws, the woman can still make a withdrawal of her consent.
After all, she's a human being.
In certain circumstances.
Okay. And that right must be protected.
The woman too has right to the man. The man can also, just as the man has right to the woman has right to the man. The man can also withdraw certain consents due to the circumstances he finds himself,
which the woman must obey.
What if the
just
man
as the man must also obey that of the woman?
What if the man is sick too?
Okay.
The man can also fall sick, and the woman needs him. The man can say, please, I don't have that ability or capacity just now.
Okay, so what you are saying
is
that under statutory marriage,
yes,
just as the woman can also accuse the man of rape, the man can also accuse the wife of rape.
Well, it is in other clime we have seen it, or we have heard it to be so, but with respect to the Marriage Act and the Matrimonial Causes Act that regulates statutory marriage here in Nigeria, I don't think that is the position.
All right, in case you're just watching, it's Law and You, brought to you courtesy of Noah Attorneys, a firm of legal practitioners based in Benin City, Nigeria. And we're on the topic statutory marriage, otherwise known as marriage under the Act. And I've been speaking with Emmanuel Obakbolo. Now, let's look at the numbers on the screen. Basically, they are for you to react upon. Whatever issues that seem to bug you or bother you, you should pouch your responses on the numbers on the screen, or better still, you can pull a call through on the numbers so that we can also help in attending to whatever complaints or issues that may be mind-boggling to you. So the numbers are on the screen, so quickly pour your opinion or ventilations on them. Now, basically, let's look at the aspect of inheritance, for instance. It's expected that, before we delve into inheritance, it's expected that the resources and assets that the man and the woman, have in matrimony, they have rights to those resources, or they have rights to those assets. Do you agree?
Yes, if they jointly own a particular property.
Not jointly. In the course of the matrimony, either of the spouses, could have acquired the property, but it was in the course of the matrimony.
Yes.
So does that not give either of the spouses the right to also own such property or resources?
It does.
Okay.
Particularly the woman, it gives her the legality to have access to that property.
So the woman has access.
As long as
the woman has right over the man's money.
Yes.
Has right over the man's property.
Yes, it is the responsibility of the man to take care of his wife.
Okay.
And if it goes,
but that's a different ballgame.
yes,
Taking care of your wife doesn't mean ordinarily that your wife has right over your property or over your money. So we're trying to establish that
Having
under
rights,
the statutory marriage.
Yes.
Is it so?
yes, having right over your spouse's money does not mean you can go to the bank and sign a check and get the money from the accounts.
But you can demand
That is
for
not
it.
what it.
But
You can make
for
demand.
it.
You can make requests.
And in
you
the
can
case,
say,
in the case where you are denied,
in the
where
case,
the woman is denied, for instance.
the woman can go to court,
Oh,
because particularly where it has to do with necessities.
or upkeep of the home.
Yes, the man cannot deny the woman that right.
Economic rights.
Yes, he
Okay.
cannot. The woman can go to court and challenge the denier of that right, and the court will grant her the permission to have access to all of that. And
Because it's the
probably
responsibility of the man to take care of the wife, to make sure that food is on the table for the family.
It is his
and
duty.
if that doesn't happen, the woman has the right to litigate.
it is his duty, and that is why you see bulk of the responsibility as placed on man by God Almighty himself is so bogus. And unfortunately, how many men understand that?
But could
is
there
the
be a
genuine
reason?
question.
Could there be a reason why the man may not be able to fulfill his economic obligations to the wife that could be excused in court? Take,
Yes,
for instance,
particularly-
loss of his job.
Particularly the time we are now, the times we are.
Or the economic hardship.
Very hard weather.
But that doesn't mean that the man is out of job.
No.
If the man is still working,
If the
then it
man
means
is
that he's
still working,
earning. And
the
so
man
he
can-
does not have any excuse
Yes.
not to do that.
But you also
Therefore,
know that the man can only do within his reach. And the woman should understand that better, because both of them are in the home. You know, the man is the pilot of the home, while the woman is a co-pilot.
But in a situation where the woman also works and also earns salaries,
That is why I said.
what happens to her salary?
That's why I said.
Isn't that also the right of the man to have access to the
No,
woman's
no,
money?
no, 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 no. It's not the right of the man to just as the woman has rights to the man's money. It is not a vested right on the man.
But
to have access.
I was made to understand that that is the constitutional provisions.
No,
Under the statutory act, the man, or that is either the male or the female spouse, has right rather over the assets or the resources of the either spouses.
No. See, like I did say, marriage is a unique contract. That is like marriage is like an egg. When you guide it jealously, it grows and becomes interesting between the parties that go into the contract. But when you treat it roughly, it becomes a pain in the neck. And that's why every couple must first understand each other, because the ingredient that keeps the marriage, or the grease that propels the marriage to grow, is understanding. When the couples get that right, even where the woman is the one making the provision, no one will hear that. But where there is no understanding, even where the man provides the whole world for the home, everybody will still hear Anula Balu. So that's why
that is not doing enough.
Yes, that's why in marriage,
Okay.
marriage is a contract that must be guided jealously.
Okay, let's get it straight. By what you are saying now is that under the statutory marriage, the woman has access or right over the man's money, but it is not the otherwise. The man does not have access or right over the woman's money.
Yes.
Is that what you say?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, and that's why if where the woman is the eventual breadwinner of the home,
Okay, that's an understanding.
it is now wisdomic for the man to always make an appeal.
Yeah, and keep quiet.
But for the
Because
woman,
his role has been taken over by the
yes,
woman.
but for the woman, she may not make an appeal. She will make
Because that's-
a
that-
legal
that's a right.
request because it is a right and the responsibility of the man
Okay.
or the duty of the man to so do.
I get you, because when the marriage contract is made, it's not said, woman, you shall take care of your husband, economically. That wasn't said. But rather, it was said to the man that it is his responsibility to make sure that he clothes and feeds the family, the woman.
Love thy wife
Love the
goes
wife.
with responsibility.
Comes with responsibility.
Why the woman submission? Submission does not go with any responsibility.
Oh, but it does.
What is the responsibility?
A whole lot is into submission.
Love.
That's a bigger responsibility. If you ask some women, they will tell you that that's a bigger responsibility.
Love.
You know what it means to submit?
Love is a sheep.
Even when they are maltreated, according to the good books, they should submit. That's what the good book said. But I think that's what the statutory marriage,
Even that's what the law says.
is trying
yes.
to.
That's what the law says, because this submission can only manifest where there is love.
Okay, but contrary to what you're saying, that's not what the law says. Because you said just now that the woman can accuse the man of rape. So on no circumstances should the woman submit when she is not ready, or when she feels that she's been abused by the man and she decides to keep her dignity or keep her right to that effect.
That is why I said that love is like a ship with so many load in it, but submission does not go with so much load on with it. And that is why when you look at marriage, the responsibility for the marriage to work is vested on the man.
Oh,
Why the woman
on the man?
On the man. Why the woman as a co-pilot is to assist. That's why the good books put it better. Say helpmeet.
okay.
You get it?
Okay.
So she can withdraw that responsibility of a helpmeet.
Okay.
But the man cannot withdraw the responsibility to love.
Okay, I don't know if we have time, but quickly, just send your reactions or make your reactions on the numbers on the screen, as this program is brought to you courtesy of Noah Attorneys, a legal firm based in Benin City, Nigeria, and it's for you to react via the numbers on the screen. Let's quickly look at the attempt as we wrap up. Let's look at the Lagos law of 2004 as regards statutory marriage that says that when or if the spouse, any of the spouses die, the other spouse has a right of inheritance into the real estate.
Does that law give the man the inheritance? I do not think so.
Either of the spouses.
No,
Say for instance, if the man dies, according to the law 2004 of Lagos State, it demands on the woman it makes on the woman to have a demand on the inheritance, on her inheritance, as regards the real estate of the husband.
Mind you, when in terms of inheritance, inheritance is another unique aspect of contract of marriage.
Yeah.
Now, with inheritance, where the man dies intestate, that he dies without a will, it is the personal law of the man that regulates the estate of the man.
All right.
His personal law simply means his custom and tradition. You get it? But where the man dies testate, that is writing a will, the will is what will regulate the distribution of the estate of the man.
All right, thank you very much.
So it's a unique one.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel
Thank you,
Bakolo.
sir.
I believe we're going to be having another episode because we'll look at the rights to inheritance as regards the marriage under the Act and we're going to be looking at your reactions on the numbers right on the screen, and we're going to use that also to have the need to pan out a new episode as regards treating issues regarding your responses or regarding what you are reacting towards. My name is Philip Omo Gyupo. We do this same time next week.